Raise your hand. Do we have any veterans with us today? Veterans? Yes, we do. We have veterans. Thank you. There's another one. Thank you for your service. Wonderful. Alfred will be facing the flag. Ladies and gentlemen, the South Valley's own Rio Grande High School graduate, New Mexico Music Hall of Fame alumni, Mr. Alfred Bergen.
I know, that's why I was like, it's fine. Like, I'm gonna go home, and if we have, we will add some. I think that's gonna be, yeah. They have the plates in plastic. Like the shiny buttons. Yeah, maybe you can go home and fix it. Since you helped to clean her squishy cat, because wasn't it all dirty? Because mine dropped it on the floor. It's because that beta sheet, mine dropped it.
Testing. Can you hear me? Am I loud enough? Okay, good. Well, welcome. Thank you for coming to our ribbon cutting for the Dolores Huerta Gateway Park. My name is Bianca Encinias, and I'm the Executive Director of the South Valley Main Street, and also the Farm Market Manager for the La Familia Growers Market. We're excited to see some of the community members here who help out with the La Familia Growers Market. And we're going to be having a lot of folks speak today, and then we're going to do the lighting and the ribbon cutting. So the first thing I'd like to do before we get started and we do some introductions is kind of check the background sound first. Can we adjust that at all?
Be careful, guys.
You're good.
No worries.
That's good.
Oh, no, I don't think so.
Hear me now? Can you hear me now? How is that?
Sounds good.
Well, sometimes, can you hear me? Yeah. We have technical difficulties, so let's thank our technical experts for fixing that. So again, my name is Bianca Encinias. I'm the Executive Director of the South Valley Main Street and the Farm Market Manager for the La Familia Growers Market. And I'm really grateful that you all took this opportunity to spend this moment with us because we know there's so many activities going on tonight. The first thing I'd actually like to do before we introduce our speakers is I'd like us to take a moment of silence. We lost a really important community member this past weekend. He passed away. His name is Steve Gutierrez. And this is actually his vision. So what we're doing tonight and what we'll be doing for the next, into the future, is we'll be holding a holiday celebration here at the Dolores Huerta Gateway Park. Steve Gutierrez worked at YDI for over 30 years. He did a fundraiser for over 15 years at Dead Man's Corner. And then he came here and joined the La Familia Growers Market, where he wanted to have a vision where we had a celebration for the holidays in the South Valley, and we distributed toys. And he was supposed to be Santa Claus, and he was so excited to be Santa Claus, but he passed away this past weekend. So we'd like to take 1 minute to send him so many blessings as he goes on in his journey in the afterlife. So if we could take 1 second to give him some positive energy. Thank you so much. He will forever be missed. So I have the opportunity and the privilege to welcome Bernalillo County's new county manager. So I don't know how many of you know this, but Bernalillo County, which is the district that we're in right now, we have a new county manager. So please join me in welcoming Cindy Chavez back to New Mexico. She's from here and she's come back to lead us. So let's give a round of applause for our new county manager, Cindy Chavez.
Thank you so much, Bianca. And let's give Bianca a big round of applause. This woman is, I just met her and she's power, right? She just shows up and she means what she says. You can feel that already. And she was explaining the details of the park to me as if she knew more than all of our staff, which I'm not saying that to our staff, but Bianca, well done. So a couple things that I just wanted, let's give her another round of applause. Woo! So I'm here today because I am very, very excited to share with you all of these amazing renovations. And I'm particularly honored that my very first event here is going to be Commissioner Quesada's last. And so it's an honor to be able to share this moment with you. Let's give him another round of applause too. I'm going to get to introduce him in a moment. Partnerships, as you know, are incredibly important. And in my short time at the county, one of the things I've learned is that our staff and the community really, really listen to each other. And these partnerships are so meaningful for us. And while the county is proud to deliver these upgrades, we want to say a very special thank you to our partners, the South Valley Main Street and New Mexico Main Street. And of course, to all of you in the community, thank you so much for your input. Because without your help and your teamwork, we wouldn't be celebrating today. Now, I know it's a little bit cold out here, but as you know, when it gets warmer, we're going to be able to welcome back La Familia Growers Market, which I know many of you are excited about. And you'll notice that there are new outlets next to all the concrete platforms to make the market easier on the vendors and the food trucks. These new trees are soon going to be growing big and tall and green and creating the shade we know we need. And we've improved ADA access to make sure everybody can attend events here, because when you're doing community events, you want the babies in the community to come, whether you're in a wheelchair or you need help walking or you're a senior or you're just a parent carrying a lot of different things. So we want to make sure that everything is accessible here. We've added lights so that we can have events in the evening, and there are now performance spaces, and you got a chance to see the beautiful children performing. Let's give them a round of applause. They were amazing. And as you know, we've maintained the shade structures and moved them around so we can continue to use them, and we're hoping more shade is on the way from those beautiful trees. I am really looking forward to seeing what comes next year, and not just the changes that continue to mold Dolores Huerta Park into a locus for community, local business, and the arts and culture, but also to see the creative and inspiring new ways the community can use it, come together, celebrate, and enjoy this vibrant, amazing community. Now, I'm going to invite somebody who can speak on what a wonderful community South Valley is, because it's in his blood. You can hear the pride in his voice whenever He talks about his home and his community, and somebody who I know brought the pressure to bear to make this happen. Please let me welcome Commissioner Stephen Michael Quesada.
Thank you, Madam County Manager. Thank you all for coming this, I guess it's afternoon. We're not evening yet, but sun's going down. Sorry about the traffic, but we have been waiting to fix this road for about 300 years, it seems like, right? And so, sorry it was hard to get here, but I think you'll like me again once it's done. I don't know why they gave me the scissors right away, but I promise I ain't going to run with them. Yeah, this has always been kind of the jewel of the area here at the Dolores Gateway Park. One of the big privileges I had is when I first came into office is that we were able to name it the Dolores Huerta Gateway Park. And so it's a full journey for me, from the beginning of that all the way to this evening. Or this afternoon. And before I talk about some of the stuff that's happened here, I'd really like to thank the partners who helped me and assisted in everything that I did. And I'd like to thank Senator Michael Padilla. I'd like to thank Representative Art de la Cruz. Senator Mo Maestas is also here. This is a part of his new district when it comes into the new districting. Without those elected officials, none of this stuff gets done. I'm just the guy to make sure that it gets done, but they're the ones who make sure that in Santa Fe, they direct funding into these communities that we've been waiting a long time for things to happen. So from the bottom of my heart, all of you state elected officials, thank you so much for what you do. And I know you will continue to be the champions here in the South Valley. Something that we always need, and that we'll never not need that. So thank you for committing that. I know a lot of people don't know the responsibility that we take on to do this, and it has been my pleasure to do that for the last 8 years. I'm going to move on to doing film and television, and I'm going to go back to my career. But I did want to take a pause of my career to give back to my community that I loved so much, and so that's what I did. And so now I'm at the end of that journey, and I'm going to start a new journey. And today, I get to be a part of the new journey here at Dolores Gateway Park. Bianca Encinas is probably your biggest advocate. She's the boots on the ground here, and I know she works for the South Valley Main Street, but she does way more than that. She's bigger and badder than that, is what I call her. She's my homegirl, is what I tell her, because that's what we say when we're from down here. And I wish we could clone her. I wish we had 10 Bianca Encinas, because I couldn't imagine what we could get done with that. But it's been a pleasure to work with her. She has guided me in so many ways. Her knowledge is amazing. And don't let her fool you. A lot of this vision was hers. She worked tirelessly on design and make sure architects were doing things properly, and that you were going to have a place to not only have your farmers market, but to have events and celebrations here in the South Valley. Right here at the biggest intersection in the South Valley, pretty much, right? This is where we're at. So people will see us enjoying who we are, celebrating our culture, celebrating who we are. And so to come here today, Bianca, to see this, it's amazing. Thank you so much for your vision. Thank you so much for your leadership. And I'm just gonna leave with this, because you'll hear about all these other things as we go on, and all the improvements that have been done. And for those of you who live around here, you can see them, so I don't have to explain them to you. But I want to make this commitment. I know I'm going to move on with my career, but I'll never leave here. I never move from here. I will sit back and make sure and be a part of how we grow the South Valley, the Southwest Mesa, and how we start making sure that we get our piece of the pie. That's all we ask, right? That's all we've ever asked for. This was the part of the city that grew the other part of the city. This is the original Burque. This is where we live. This is where we're from. And so we're just going to make sure that we get our piece. And I promise you, I will not stop paying attention, being involved, and pushing when I have to push, all right? You got a great new county manager, another person I think that's tough and strong, and what we need for this district. I took her on a tour around all of the South Valley, showed her everything that we've been working on, the things that are moving forward, and the things we still need to do. So she's very aware, and she's very passionate about what we're going to do moving forward. She promised me this. She said, watch what I do. Watch what I do. And so I'm going to take her for her word because I believe her, for sure. So thank you for supporting me for the last 8 years. I'm very humbled by that. And so right now I'd like to bring up to the podium the next speaker, Daniel Gutierrez. He's the director of the New Mexico Main Street. Daniel.
Thank you, Commissioner Quesada, and I thank you for being a huge supporter your whole time here for South Valley Main Street and all the wonderful work they're doing. I'm the director of the State Main Street Program. We're a program of the economic development that focuses on community revitalization, and we provide technical assistance and resources to 32 communities, one being South Valley, throughout the state of New Mexico, but also project-based initiatives working in some of our most rural communities. And one of our flagship programs is our capital outlay program. We're fortunate enough to get funding from the state legislature, and I do thank all the state representatives here for providing us with funding that we are in turn provide to great projects in our local communities. We're kind of a bottom-up approach. We really want to focus on bringing community together, and creative placemaking projects like this not only help spur economic development in our districts, it brings people together and it creates really safe spaces and places that we all want to hang out. And I think luckily we were able to provide just a little under $1.2 million towards this project for design and construction. I know this is just the first phase, but we look forward to the next phase getting complete, and we thank Bianca and South Valley Main Street and the County of Bernalillo for all that they've done, all the different departments that have put this work in together. So thank you, and we appreciate all the work you've done and look forward to continuing it and making it even better. So thank you.
Thank you. We so appreciate your partnership. I want to invite up Reina Rodriguez. If Reina's can come on up. And Reina is the, I'm going to make sure I get her title right. You are the board chair for the South Valley Main Street Board, board president. Let's say, I love saying this, let's welcome Madam President.
Thank you, and I want to welcome everyone today, and I want to thank all the families that have come out to help us celebrate this. I cannot say enough to say thank you to our elected officials because it would never get done had you not done this. Commissioner Michael Casados, thank you so much. Thank you for making our dreams come true, believing in our culture, believing in our community, and especially giving our children something to make even better as they grow older. So thank you so much, and especially to the county manager and to the county staff. Our president for New Mexico Main Street, and especially to Bianca Encinas. Without her, this would not be done. This lady works tireless hours to make sure we have. So thank you to all of you. And thank you for coming.
Thank you so much, Madam President. And I wanted to just say, for the county staff who are here, could you raise your hands? And let's give them a big round of applause. These are amazing, amazing people who wake up every day figuring out how to serve you and serve you well. And I don't know, Julie, did you have your hand up? So I'm going to ask Julie to stand up. She's our Chief Operating Officer. Let's give her a big round of applause. And I want to thank all of our, we have a team here filming, and we have Richard who worked on this project and who's working on the road. So don't be mad at them. They're working on it. They're moving as fast as they can. So now what I want to do is I want to ask all the speakers if they could come up to cut the ribbon. You want to do one more thing? Oh, they're going to speak to you? Oh, great. I'm so sorry. I'm going to turn this over to Bianca because it is true. She does really know everything.
Sorry, you were supposed to do that, but it's okay. So we have some elected officials who have joined us today. And remember, this funding, which was made available by the New Mexico Main Street,
was because the elected officials allocated money to them, who then granted it to us. And then they also additionally allocated some more funding. So the sun is in my eyes, but I think the first one that I see is Senator Michael Padilla. If you could come and join us and share a few words with us. Thank you so much.
Okay, good evening, everybody. How's everybody feeling? Yeah, you know, we're down here in the South Valley. We're getting stuff done. Check it out. I want to thank everybody that you heard from just previously. Obviously, our new county manager. We had a great conversation about all the wonderful things that we're going to get done together, and I'm really looking forward to working with her. Bianca, oh my gosh, you're like our hermana, our tia, our cousin, our prima, all of those. Can we give her a hand, everybody, one more time? Just what an outstanding South Valley leader and citizen. Thank you so much. I do want to give a hand to Santa. He allowed me to sit on his lap earlier. Thank you very much, Santa, for being so enthusiastic and being okay with that. And, you know, after 8 years of hard, grueling work, we need to put our hands together. We need to put our hands together for our county commissioner. Thank you, Stephen Michael Quesada, for all of the work. And I look forward to the South Valley being in every one of your movies coming up. Every one of them, okay? And if you're looking for a, you know, sort of short, dark, somewhat overweight, you know, politician, Hispanic, somewhat crooked, maybe dim-witted, I'm your guy, okay? I'm the guy. So I want to be cast in one of those, okay? All right, thank you. And some of you may not know this, a little bit of history here. You may not know how this park, actually, this Gateway Park came to be. I don't know if you know this, but one of my buddies up in Santa Fe who works just as hard as I do was our former county commissioner for 8 years. He's serving in the House of Representatives, and he and I get a lot of work done for you up there, I promise you. It's not easy, but we get it done. I want to thank Representative Art de la Cruz, who is the reason that this park is named after Dolores Huerta and that bit of history. Can we give him a hand? He's right there, everybody. Give him a hug before he leaves today, because this park really got moving, shaking, and happening when he was our county commissioner, and we can touch and see things that he gets done. So thank you, Representative, for all of that great work and bringing that to work to bear. I want to let you know that I want to apologize ahead of time. You're probably wondering, why is Isleta Boulevard so... What's going on with it? I did get $44 million to redo all of Isleta Boulevard. It's going to be 6 phases, and it's kicked off already. We're going all the way down to the freeway, all the way back up. There's going to be some curb and gutter. There's going to be lighting, cement, sidewalks, all sorts of different things. So I just want to let you know, please be patient as that 6-phase project gets rolling. And how many of you are close over to the Rio Bravo Bridge? Anybody use the Rio Bravo Bridge periodically, this and that or whatever? I do want to report to you that I was able to get another $124 million for our area to rebuild that entire bridge. We are getting a new Rio Bravo Bridge here in the South Valley. That thing's going to have 3 lanes in both directions. You're going to be able to take your horses across it, your ATV, whatever it is that you want to do over there. It's going to be a lot safer, and it's going to help us get to and from a lot better. So I look forward to continuing working with this partnership. And I will say that in the 12 years I've represented you in the Senate, every year that I've been asked for money for this particular project, I have put money into this project, and as long as I'm there, I intend to continue doing that. So happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, whatever you do. Thank you very much. I'm Senator Michael Padilla. Thank you.
All right. So our next awesome elected official that we have is House Representative Art de la Cruz.
Isn't this an absolutely wonderful day? Give yourselves a round of applause, please. You know, it's an incredible privilege for Commissioner Quesada, Senator Padilla, and myself to be your representatives. It's a privilege, it's an honor. And what I want to talk about a little bit, Senator Padilla talked about this being named Dolores Huerta. Dolores Huerta is an iconic individual, a national figure, who worked tirelessly as a partner with Cesar Chavez in Northern California. Now everybody knows about all the riots and strikes and everything that happened. A New Mexican, Dolores Huerta, born in Dawson, New Mexico, moved to California, changed the world in agriculture and changed the world for the better for our migrant workers and our American workers that worked in those fields and still do. But the reason that I was hoping to name this, and I have to thank Commissioner Quesada, because I had just left, I had come back with an idea, time ran out for me, and I was not the commissioner when we named it. Commissioner Quesada was. And I reached out to him, and he agreed, he thought it was a good idea. But here's why it happened. I was privileged to go to Washington, D.C. to represent you at the National Association of Counties. And if you don't know this, I hope everybody, especially the kids, get to go to Washington, D.C. because all of the museums are free. We pay for them in our taxes and they charge you nothing to go to them. I happened to, across the hotel where I was at, there was the National Museum for Pictures and Paintings. And I went in there on the second floor, there was an entire floor dedicated to the farm workers, but featuring Dolores Huerta, a New Mexican. And guess how many facilities, buildings were named after Dolores Huerta in her home state? Can anybody guess how many? Zero. Zero. This is the first New Mexican facility named after an iconic New Mexican by the name of Dolores Huerta. She's not here, but give her a round of applause, please. I'm going to close with this, and it's still about Dolores Huerta, because I really appreciate what her and Cesar Chavez did. When I was a boy, my dad would take myself and my older sister south to work in the onion fields in the Hatch, New Mexico area. They don't just grow chili. They also grow lots and lots of onions and lots of pecans now. So the way we were 11 kids, and we would earn money by working in those fields. Well, let me tell you about those fields, because this is the 1960s. I'm an old guy. We didn't have any rights out there. You worked from sun up to sundown in the hot fields. Sometimes there was no shade at all to have lunch. You're in 100+ degree weather the whole time. They pay you 25 cents a sack. It takes 2 5-gallon buckets to fill up a sack. Bathrooms, men and women, no such thing. You better just find somewhere, a bush somewhere, anywhere, behind a tree, anything that you could find. You might have to walk a 1/4 mile to find somewhere. Water, you better bring some. Although every now and again they would bring a big wooden barrel full of water that they got out of the river. You could tell because it had leaves and stuff in it. But sometimes that's all you have. So Dolores Huerta changed that for the migrant workers and for the workers across this country. And that's why I'm so honored, so pleased, so happy that the first New Mexican facility is in our community, named after a New Mexican, an iconic New Mexican, by the name of Dolores Huerta. Thank you for all of the privilege that you have given all of us to serve you. Thank you.
Awesome. You know, we're really gifted to have so many amazing elected officials down here in the South Valley who are born and raised here, went to school here, and are out in the field working with community members. Earlier, Senator Antonio Momaestas was here. I think he had to leave because he had to go get his children. We also want to honor and recognize some of the following elected officials who allocated funding for this park. Senator Linda Lopez, House Representative Patricia Manuel Caballero. And then I'd also like to take a moment to thank our staff and volunteer community members. I'd really like to recognize Marlene Salas, who's over there. That woman is just amazing, and it was really truly a blessing that she responded to a job announcement that we had. And I feel really blessed to have Marlene. She's been doing community organizing and outreach for many, many years. So please thank her, because she's the one who does all the outreach. Then we want to honor and recognize Steve Gutierrez, who we mentioned passed away earlier. And my apologies. Someone came up to me after I had said that earlier and mentioned that they were good friends in high school and good friends, and he just found out just now when I announced it that Steve had passed away. Information for his funeral services are on the Gobble John website. Then I'd also like to thank all of our young volunteers, all of our volunteers, and all of our folks who are helping us today and who help us with the La Familia Growers Market and the South Valley Main Street Board. So I think what we're going to do now is we're going to invite people who want to, those who were involved from the La Familia Growers Market, our board member. We're going to transition over here so that way people could do the formal scissor cutting or the ribbon cutting. So if anyone wants to be in the ribbon cutting, and don't be shy, La Familia Growers Market vendors, come up here, board member. the kids, whoever wants to come up here. Representative Ardella Cruz is inviting the kids. Please come up. Marlene, get over here. Nicole.